On September 26, 2012, we, the people, gathered at the Wise Avenue Fire Hall in Dundalk, Maryland, for a very informative lecture on the principles of the U.S. Constitution.
Bring 50 students, 11th and 12th graders, back east here every year for a history tour. We'll be doing it again in 3 weeks. And every other year we go to the Supreme Court chamber, right in where the judges sit. Anybody been there? The Supreme Court chamber? Close as you guys are, you need to make that your next trip down there, because it is that room is amazing. There's all kinds of decor, built in 1935, and there's friezes representing different symbolic of things on the wall. And the docent gives a little pitch about what the things mean. He even points to Moses holding the Ten Commandments up here. And, Ten Commandments, the Supreme Court. You can't have it in school, but you can have the Supreme Court. And the docent says, she talks about how, among a number of other things, she mentions how that there are thousands of cases appealed to the Supreme Court from lower courts, lower federal courts each year. But the justices can only physically handle about 200. So she explains how they choose from those thousands to make up the 200. It has to be 4 justices approved, a few other things. And then she went on and finished her little spiel. And then she opened it up for questions. And we had about 50 there, and then there was about 50 other people there. The first question came from about 3 rows behind me, and as soon as the person started speaking, I recognized her voice. One of my students. Here was her question. She says, "Ma'am, in deciding which of the thousands of cases to take to make up the 200, do the justices take into consideration the 11 kinds of cases assigned to them in the Constitution?" Oh my gosh. Wow. I could hardly believe what I just heard. I mean, you know, we talked about that in class. But in that setting, in that incredible building, to have my young student formulate that kind of a question, I knew who it was. It was Miranda Lewis, one of my A students. I just thought to myself, Miranda, what a great question. Isn't that a great question? Anyway. Oh, you want the answer? I knew you did. I knew you did.
I get the voice you referred it to someone else.
Well, listen to what happened. Well, the docent said first, she says, "Would you repeat that question?" So, okay, she repeated the question. She said, "Where did you say that was?" And Miranda said, "Well, it's in Article 3 of the U.S. Constitution." And the docent thought for a minute. She said, "Well, I've never heard of that." Now, you can kind of understand that the docent is a young lady just kind of hired to give these speeches, I guess. And so you kind of understand it, they haven't read it. But then she said, and I don't know anybody here who has. And you're thinking, what? All these judges? All these clerks? All these lawyers? Surely somebody's read Article 3 of the Constitution. But that's what she said. I'll never forget that.